Hi there. The hypocrisy of the virtue signalling England footballers and their manager is astonishing. The England manager, Gareth Southgate, talks about racism in pretty much every other sentence. Yet, correct me if I'm wrong, he hasn't mentioned a word on the modern day slavery and the horrendous human rights abuses in Qatar, where, of course, the World Cup, in which England are a part, is being held this year. Now, Amnesty International have dubbed this the World Cup of Shame. They say there is 1.7 million migrant workers in Qatar, which is 90% of the workforce. Many are abused and exploited, and some have fallen victim to forced labour. And from what I've said, it sounds like an absolute nightmare for those poor workers, many who have escaped poverty in third world countries. Most disturbingly of all, though, I read that at least 6,500 workers have died in the last 10 years preparing for the World Cup. Now, England players continue to take the knee and no doubt will be doing so in the Qatar stadiums in which the slaves died building, so that England millionaire celebrity footballers can play in the most glamorous sporting event on earth. Yet, not a murmur from Southgate and the players. Maybe it's ignorance and the players don't know what's going on out there. Why would they? They are multimillionaire footballers on some of the highest salaries paid anywhere on earth, and their existence is a million miles away from that of the slaves. Or maybe Southgate will say he doesn't care. What he's concerned about is a much more horrific human rights abuses of his millionaire celebrity black footballers, who are some of the most privileged people within one of the most privileged nations on earth, and the bullying they receive at games and the abuse they receive online, most of which apparently came from abroad, I've heard. Now, no one is making excuses for the racism directed at the players, but let's put it into context because it pales in comparison to what the migrant workers in Qatar are subjected to. But we seem to never hear anything about that in the mainstream media, yet they talk about the racial abuse the footballers receive every other day. Now, if they continue to stay quiet as the World Cup approaches, then this is pure hypocrisy because Southgate has been moaning about how difficult it is trying for his players to try taking a penalty when they are receiving boos. Well, my heart bleeds. Try imagine how difficult life is being a migrant worker in Qatar. That's where my sympathy is. And keeping quiet is not an option, seeing as they are competing in the World Cup. So they are part of the problem. They'll fly out there on a private jet. They'll stay in the most luxurious five-star accommodation Qatar has to offer. And no doubt that will have been built by the slaves. They'll live the life of kings out there, their every need catered for, all the while not giving a second thought to all the slaves whose misery has made the World Cup possible. Now, they're free to take the knee. No one can stop them any more than anyone can stop the fans booing. And I don't think for 1 minute the players are Marxists. And I know their hearts are in the right place. But perhaps it's time to find their own gesture against racism rather than copying the American import that people associate with the Marxist BLM movement. You know, the movement that was attacking the Churchill statue and desecrating our war memorials. Now, whatever they do, they absolutely need to do a gesture in protest of the treatment of the slaves in Qatar who built the stadium they will be playing in. And very shortly, they will get the perfect opportunity to do that. If you like this video, feel free to leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe.